How are you all doing today? Yes. Okay, before we start, we would like to acknowledge the land that we're all standing on today, Treaty 7, the indigenous land, the native land. So let's put our emotions aside and we will be talking about the power of information today. Yeah, as they said, I'm Sinit Abraha. I'm the Political Science Association president from the University of Calgary. My sister right here is Semhar Abraha. She's the representation of Black Excellence in the University of Calgary. She's the first exec, to, the first VP academic in the University of Calgary Student Union. So quick tally here. How many of you know your MP or your MLA? Okay, that's a good number. That's a good amount of people. We have a piece to share with you today, and I hope you can learn something from it and share it with your MP tonight on social media, on Twitter. Make it a hashtag and just let them hear us for once. Information. Information may not seem as powerful as a protest or a march of 10,000s of us raising our voice against injustice, but it is. Information showed us how George Floyd was murdered. Information has shown us what happened to thousands of murdered and missing Black and Indigenous women in Canada. Information is showing us how COVID is affecting the most vulnerable in society and what we need to do to help all of us. If we truly want to deal with systemic and institutionalized racism, then we need to have the information to combat that racism. Race-based information is the key to real change. The idea of race-based information is scary. What will happen with it? How will white supremacists and people who want to maintain the status quo use it against us? How will they use this against real change? But we already know that there is inequalities in our society. Everybody does. Having race-based data will give us the information to prove what we already know. Can all of us please say race-based data?
Race-based data!
Race-based data!
Race-based data!
Race-based data!
Race-based data!
Having race-based data would give us the information to stand up to those who are trying to silence our voice by saying this doesn't happen in Canada. But we all know it happens in Canada. We live it, we feel it, we see it. Social injustice could be tackled in all its forms, like the social injustice of racism, the social injustice of poverty, the social injustice of food insecurity, the social injustice of educational opportunities, the social injustice of job opportunities, of housing, of our health, and more. Race-based data will prove what we already know and experience as Black people in Canada. It will prove that more needs to be done. It will show everyone what's not working and what needs to be changed. This information will provide all of us with opportunities to come up with new ideas on how to deal better with the injustice in our society, how to break down what it is, and how to build a better Canada that will benefit all Canadians, especially the most vulnerable and unheard. It will show the systemic and institutionalized racism for what it is, and that there is no denying it, and that a more just society needs real change and reform. Helping the most vulnerable and the unheard helping the Black community helps us all as a country. It gives us the opportunity to build a society where everyone can reach their full potential, so we can contribute fully, a society where each one of us can stay alive and grow old and watch their children and grandchildren without getting killed on the streets. A society which nurtures each one of us, not because it's the right thing to do, but because it's the best thing to do. It is actually the best thing to do. The government of Canada already collects gender-based information to develop policies and goals to eliminate gender-based discrimination. And it is working. Yeah. Race-based data could be used the same for all of us. All Canadians like us who already know what needs to be changed and what needs to be done and needs to prove it for those who fail to see it. Not because it's not there, but they don't want to see it. They don't want to acknowledge it. So right now, starting today, we have the opportunity to push for real systemic change that will make Canada the envy of the world. Right now, we have an opportunity to eliminate systemic and institutionalized racism that we know exists by being bold, by being courageous, by standing like you all are doing right now, and by standing up and saying our voices matter, our voices must be heard. Repeat after us. Our voices matter. Our voices must be heard.
Our voices matter.
Our voices must be heard.
Our voices matter. Our voices must be heard. Our
Voices matter.
Our voices must be heard.
Our voices matter. Our voice must be and will be heard. Our voices will only be heard if we are bold enough and courageous enough to say that race-based information must be collected and acted upon by each one of us, by our community, by the police, by the city, by the province, and by the government of Canada, and the governments around the world. Ignorance cannot be what anyone hides behind in 2020. Ignorance only leads to modern day lynching by the police of people like George Floyd, Regis, Ahmed Aubrey, Breonna Taylor, Sandy LaBallade, and so on. It's a big list, guys. It's not fair. Ignorance only leads to more Indigenous women and girls going missing and being murdered. Ignorance only leads to more of us losing their breath and dying because of police brutality, hate crimes, for simply existing. So we deserve better. Our families deserve better. Our communities deserve better. Most definitely Canada deserves better. So all of us today, if we want to make change to happen, we should make it happen. We should work on it. Repeat after us. Race-based data.
Race-based data.
Race-based data.
Race-based data.
Race-based data.
Race-based data.
We deserve better.
We deserve better.
We deserve better.
We deserve better.